Awareness is the primordial fact. We could say in the beginning is awareness. Awareness always comes first. You're looking at this video, listening to it. There's awareness of this video that you're watching and listening to. And then you'll form some thoughts or opinions about it. You'll probably do so rather quickly. But the first thing is awareness. You have to be aware of the video before anything else. Once you're aware of it, you might consider questions about whether it suits your expectations or not. But before all that, there is awareness. And the question I'm putting to you is, how aware are you of this awareness? We tend to bypass it in an instant. But awareness, as I said, is the primordial fact. I cannot say that anything is going on unless I'm aware of it. There's all sorts of stuff going on. There's all sorts of stuff that I can be aware of. The whole point of the Yoga Vasistha is to direct us to this awareness, is to direct our awareness to this awareness, and not get caught up in what this awareness is actually aware of. So we tend to overlook this awareness. It's a bit like the fish not being aware that it's in water, or us not being aware of air. Though we tend to be aware of air when there's wind, but we're certainly very rarely aware of our own awareness. We tend to overlook it immediately, and we get caught up within the objects of awareness. And recently in the Yoga Vasistha, we were hearing about craving. Craving is what takes us away from this awareness. Craving is behind what our awareness gets caught up in. And sometimes the word hope is used. Occasionally in the Yoga Vasistha we're told to give up hope. And in the Western mind at least, this has got certain rather despairing connotations, but it's not the same in the Yoga Vasistha. Here hope is the expectation of some kind of fulfilment. It's just another form of craving. You might have chosen to look at this video, and now you might be thinking, oh, some of these related videos look interesting. So what are you looking for? What's driving you? What hope or expectation is driving you on to look at these videos? What hope or expectation is driving you on to look at anything, or to direct your attention to anything? Whatever it is, this is normally what is described as craving or hope. You might think this is a rather strong word, because there might be something quite noble about your craving. You're looking for understanding. You're looking for truth. And that's when things can get very dangerous. Truth often takes the form of beliefs. People are looking for a belief or a set of beliefs which they can hang their awareness hat on. And I spoke recently about how this is quite a pernicious thing. One of the things that drives us on, one of our cravings, is to feel right, to feel that we're on the right track, whether politically, religiously or spiritually. We want to feel that we're on the right track. And this is a form of craving. And it has to be examined, because what it leads us to is a set of beliefs. A set of beliefs is a set of notions. It's something that we invest ourselves in the hope of some return. Beliefs represent cravings par excellence. They're the most pernicious kind of cravings. Never mind cravings for sex or cravings for material objects. Cravings for truth are more destructive spiritually than anything else. In fact, I would say the greatest obstacle to spirituality is spiritual teachings. And Yoga Vasistha says as much. It points us in the direction of our awareness. And it's not pointing us in the direction of beliefs, although occasionally elements do creep in. It's a very hard thing to accept. We've all got our precious beliefs. And it seems to be that even in the Yoga Vasistha, there are elements within it which find it hard to accept the Yoga Vasistha's own message. This is one of the reasons that I say that the Yoga Vasistha must have had more than one author, because there are definitely some contradictory strands to it. And one of these beliefs, one of the spiritual beliefs, is in the yogic path, what we can call the path of yoga, which is the path of mental and physical mastery. It's the path of higher states of consciousness leading to rarefied states of consciousness. And it regards this very awareness that I began talking about, this very awareness that I was speaking about in the beginning, it regards it as the supreme state of consciousness. Well, it is the supreme state of consciousness, because this awareness that I was talking about, that I mentioned at the beginning as the prime fact, it fits everything that in the Yoga Vasistha is referred to as Brahman. It isn't a higher state of consciousness, it's simply consciousness or awareness. And yet we've got this whole system of yogic practice which is very exotic and very appealing, but it's a total red herring. The subtle inner world of the yogi is no more closer to Brahman than the outer world of the everyday person, the materialist. They both arise in awareness, and that awareness is accessible at any time. There are no practices that are going to lead us to it, except the one practice of actually directing our attention to it, which means just being aware of this awareness, pausing and looking at what is going on. And this is what is known as self-inquiry, vichara. This is the only spiritual practice, the only yogic practice. And if that seems a little bit partisan of me, there's nothing else which is going to direct you to awareness except directing your attention to awareness. That is it. That is self-inquiry. You have to bypass all beliefs, both religious and spiritual, and just get on with your self-inquiry. Just do it. Just focus on your own awareness. That is spiritual practice. That is yoga in its most pure sense.